Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and an interesting one today. Now, a few days ago Simon did a puzzle by Fistamafel and he claims I told him it was approachable. Now, did I say those words? I don't know. I mean, you guys know us. If I'd said that, surely it would have been in the context of a Fistamafel puzzle. Anyway, Simon wasn't happy about the result of that. The same day, and I don't know whether it was before or after he did the Fistamafel, he sent me this and said it's quite manageable despite its size. It's a Japanese sums puzzle by Maho Yokota, so I'm hoping this is genuinely straightforward, but it looks a bit terrifying at first. Now, what's going on here? Well, in a Japanese sums puzzle, you have to fill the grid with, you fill every cell in the lined grid with a black cell or a number. And where there are numbers, they add up to the totals given. So in this column, there must be two sets of numbered cells, each of them adding up to 17. The other cells in the column must all be black. So whenever numbered cells come together, their total's given. However, as you can see in this puzzle, there's a whole bunch of question marks. Now, the question mark can represent any number, I suppose including 17, although that would seem unutterably cruel. But anyway, that's what we get. So the extra rule, normal Sudoku rules do not apply, but the extra rule is that digits cannot repeat in a row or column. So that's very important and potentially very useful. So the maximum number of digits you can obviously place in one column or row is 9, and there are actually 12 rows and columns, so every row and column must have at least 3 black squares. So the 1 to 9 up here means we're only using the digits 1 to 9. Do feel free to have a try at this. It's looking at it, it's hard to believe that it's going to be straightforward, but let's hope that that's right. It's on a link under the video. Thanks to Simon for actually doing it in our software, because that will have taken a bit of time, and I'm glad he's done that. And thanks to Maho Yokota, the creator. I think this is about 3 months old or maybe more, so it was a recommendation from another Japanese. So looking forward to it. It's clearly going to be interesting. Let's get cracking. So, well, I say let's get cracking, and I haven't a clue how to get cracking. 17 is a pretty unhelpful number because it can be 2 cells or 3 cells or 4 cells or 5 cells. Obviously, if it's 2, it's just 9, 8. If it's 3, there's a lot of combinations. Same if it's 4. If it's 5, it will be 1, 2, 3 plus either 4, 7 or 5, 6. And how that helps us, goodness only knows. Let's have a look at this column with 5 segments in it. Okay, right. Okay, what I'm going to do is colour these cells. I'm going to colour them green, which is going to be the colour I'll use for not black. I'll colour this one black. So what I'm thinking here is that we've got 3 question mark segments. At the minimum, they have to be 1 cell each. We've got definitely 4 gaps between the segments, black cells. And at the minimum, that's got to be 4 cells. So we're already up to 7. That leaves us 5 cells for 2 17s. And we can obviously only have 1 2-cell 17 in a column because 9, 8 can't repeat. So that's a question mark. All the question marks in this column must be 1 cell. All the black areas must be 1 cell. Now, I don't know whether the 3 is there and the 2 there, or the 3 there and the 2 there, but I've got another row exactly the same style. Yes, so those are all green in this one. And that means I know the 3 in this column. It's a lovely, neat start. I mean, that's really very, very pretty. That's green. Okay, so I know that this is 9, 8 here. And that means this can't be 9 or 8. So the 9, 8 in this row is over here. Okay, so that's the 2. That's lovely, actually. Right. So, well, the 3 actually has to be 7, 6, 4. That makes 17 without using 9 or 8, and it's the only way to do it like that. So we've actually got some decent pencil marks in one row and one column. That's something. What the heck next? I suppose look at the ones with 4. Oh, look at this one. With the black cell there, yes, you can't have 2 17s this side without one of them being a 3 and one of them being a 2. And in fact, again, the 2 must be 9 and 8 and 3 must be 4, 6, 7. So those are definitely green. You couldn't have that first 17 this side, or you couldn't fit in the 2 question marks. So that's all good. I don't know anything about the question mark side here, but that's right. And look, we've got the same pattern here. So in row 10, we can do that as well. And what the heck does that get us? So in column 12, that must be, we've only got 2 connected green segments. This is too long to be a 17, it's 6 cells. So there must be one up here of 4 or 5 cells and one down here somewhere. And the 4 or 5 cells has got a 9 or 8 in it, so it can't be 5 cells because they are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 7, or 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6. So we can bound that with black cells now. So presumably in this column with 2 17s and the same pattern, I can do the same. They're green. Oh no, hang on, this could be 5 cells this time because that's not a 9 or 8 like that was. Okay, so I can't put the boundaries in, but I can do that much. Well, now what? Doesn't look like I got very far having done that. This 17, no. No, nothing much going on there. 17 here. I think this pair must be in the second 17 in this row. And that's not very helpful. No. Oh, okay, this can't be 9 or 8 because that would already make 17. So this is the 4, 6, 7 grouping. They're green. We get a black cell there. That makes this a 9, 8 pair. That does not resolve for us which of these is 9, 8 or 4, 6, 7 at all. 8, 12. These ones must be from 1, 2 and 3 though, because even at the minimum 8 and 4 you'd need 2 and 3, and anything bigger than that you're going to need a 1 as well. Okay, this is now bounded because it's got an 8 or 9 in, so that can only be 4 cells long. Again, same as over here, it's a 1, 2, 3, 2 from 1, 2, 3 in the middle. And now that black cell's interesting in the top row. Now, how can we fit in these 4? If this wasn't in the 17, it would have to be question mark, 9, 8, question mark, and then the 17 over here. And that would definitely, I don't know, it could be 9, 8. Anyway, that is definitely possible. Which is a pity because, oh no, look, this 17 cannot be green. That means this cell can't be green because you couldn't fit 17 at the top there. So that's black. In fact, this column begins with 17 And whether or not that's 9 or 8, this is going to have to be green. Yeah, this must be the question mark bit. That's the third one. So this is, so that gives us a 9-8 pair, making the last 17 there. Don't know what that is. This is at least 3 big. Actually, it's at least 4 big, because that's not 4, 6, or 7. The only way to do a 3 in a row with a 9 and 8 is a 4, 6, 7. And you can't do that because that can't be 4, 6, or 7. So actually that finishes off colouring the top row. And now look, we've got 3 columns which begin with 17, and we've got a green cell. And they can't begin with 9 or 8 because they're fixed for row 1. So they've all got to be 3 cells long, at least. Could be longer. Well, can't be 4. They could all be 5. Wow, weird puzzle. Right, 1, 2. So one of these is black and one's green to make the right number of regions in row 2. Row 3 starts with a 17, so that's green. That's black because otherwise it would be a 7-cell start. That could be 3 or 4 there, so I can't decide if that cell's green or black. We've got a 17 beginning here. This can't be 8 or 9 because of an 8 or 9 pair there, so could be 9 and 8 here. So I can only make that one green. Right. Now, what else have we got going on? This 17... yeah, it can't be 5 cells because it would become 6. So it's either 4 or 3. So this is a separate region and is the 3rd region, and it must be separate from the 4th region. So that's black. 17 at the end here. So I can make at least 2 of those cells green. I've got this same pattern with 8, 9, and 4, 6, 7. So I know it's made up by 1, 2, and 3. And look, I've got a weird 1, 2, 3 swordfish now in rows 3 and 4. I hope that's going to be helpful. What does that mean for this? It can't be 4, 6, 7 because that's 4, 6, or 7. So this 3-cell 17 can't have a 1, 2, or 3 in it. It can't be 4, 6, 7. No, it must have a 9 or 8 in it. Is that all I've learned? Yeah. No, but it's got to have numbers high. It does have. It can't be 4, 6, 7. And it can't have anything as small as 1, 2, or 3. So it must be 4, 5, 8. That's the only way it can work. So that's not 4. Whoa, that's weird. 9, 8, 9, 8. 1, 2, 3. This is a 17. And whatever these are, they're maximum 5. They're going to need a 4th cell. And that must end the 17, so that's black. And we don't... and we've got 3 more regions here. So that has to be green and separated out. And that's really horrible. That forms a little island that's a question mark one way and a question mark the other. How are we ever going to fill that? Oh my goodness. By elimination, I suppose, if we can. This puzzle is a beast. I suppose 1, 2, 3, 5 is what happens in the columns and rows which already have 4, 6, 8, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't know how that helps. No. Yes. No, I was going to say this can't be 8, 9, but it can. 8, 9. There's no problem with that. Don't know about this. Look at this 3 cells. Now again, this can't be 4, 6, 7 because this one can't be any of those. It can't have an 8 or 9 here. But I think we know that a 3-cell 17 without, which is not 4, 6, 7, has to have an 8 or 9 in it, so that has to be an 8 here, and that is a number in the grid after a mere 15 minutes. What a puzzle. Yeah, I know what Simon was up to. Right, this must complete with a 4, 6, 7 possible. That's not a 1, right. Okay, is the same, yes, look, there's a 4, 6, 7 there, so the same is true about this. It can't be, oh well, that can't be 4, 6 or 7, so it's not 4, 6 or 7. It must have an 8 or 9 in it, and this can't be an 8 or 9. So that one is a 9. This can't be a 1, 2 or 3 because they've been used in the row. So that must bound this area, which is a 17, as 3 cells. Still don't know about this one. Now, 14 plus 3 or 12 plus 5. Oh, there's lots of possibilities there. Not to worry. 8, 4, 5. 5. Oh, the maximum this can be is 7. And these can't both be 5, so this has to be green. And we've got a 5 cell 17 now. I didn't know if we were going to get any, but we've got one. That has to be bounded there. This has to contain 1, 2, and 3, because all 5 cell 17s do. And none of those can be in those 2 rows, because 1, 2, and 3 have been used up. That's craziness. 6 or 7 there to go with the 4 or 5. No help with that over here. Okay. Oh, it just feels like you're doing something and then it just leads nowhere. Right, this is a 17 and that's starting here. So is the second one in this column. They've both got to be 3 because 8's been used in one column and 9 in the other. They could be 4. Oh, but that's an oddity, isn't it? Look, in the columns in which the 2 regions add up to 34, that means there's 11 unused worth of digits, which must be at least 2 digits. So the most number of cells you can fill in those columns, the most number of green cells is 7. And this one, we've got the starts to both of these here. I think all of those have to be black, because this one could be 3 or 4, but then there won't be another green cell. It can't be 5, because then you'd have 8 green cells, and yet adding up to 34, and that just can't work. It's not so good in this column, because there's a question mark on the end. So that kind of messes up that. Oh, in this column, though, you've got a 5, so the other one is going to be a 2-cell region, which is going to be 9 or 8, but annoyingly it could be anywhere. How am I going to remember that? I might pencil mark the 9 8s in just to remind myself about that. In this column, okay, you've got, let's do this one first. 4 there. Yeah, this can't be 4 long, so that is black. And again here, exactly the same pattern, 4 gone. This can't be 4 long, so that's black. Now, this is part of a 17, but it could include this cell. So I don't know if that extends. We've got, 17 here. Yeah, that's got to include that cell. 17 over here, just don't know. Oh look, we've got an 8 and a 9 in column 11. That means this can't be 8 or 9, so the 4, 6, 7 is over this side, and green, black there, 9 and 8 here, to go with a 9 and 8 up here. So we've used 9 and 8 in lots of columns now. Well, 3. What is up with these patterns? 9. Oh, wherever look at these two. Oh, and look how they connect. Right. So 9 goes with 4, because otherwise it would blow out a 4-cell region with anything higher. So wherever 9, 4 is, it's with 2, 1. The other one, because of, if that's 9, that's 8, that's 9, that's 8. These have to be different. So if that's 9, 4, 2, 1, this is 8. This can't be 4 because we've used the 4 in the 4, 6, 7. That's 6. So, sorry, 9, 4, 3, 1 is what I'm saying. 8, 6, 2, 1. And that means these cells are definitely using 1s. Both of them have one of them as a 1. And that's using up the 1s for the rows in this swordfish. So these cells become 2 and 3, and then these have to be the minimum, 8 and 4. Oh my lord, that's absolutely mesmerizing. So these can't be 4. And we've got more numbers in the grid. Oh look, that 8 comes down here. Ooh. Oh, now we've got a 6, 7 pair, so that we can put 4 in that row to very little fanfare. Absolutely fascinating. Now, 4, 1, 2, 3, 8. I don't know what's going on. That could still be either 6, 3 or 7, 2. Ah. 1, 2. The third segment down here is another 17. Could be 9, 8, I suppose. So I can only colour one more cell green. Look, this 17. That can't be 9, 8. This can't be 9, 8 because of that pair. So it's either 9, 8 in those 2 cells, or it's 3 cells long, and if that's the case, it's got to include those 2 cells. So they're green. Oh, that's not part of 17 though. This is, don't know much about it. Now what? One of those at least is green, one of those is green. Oh, we've only got 9 or 8 to go in this column. Okay, this cell is actually black because, for a very odd reason, that the only cells we're allowed to fill in this column anymore are 9 and 8 in a pair. And obviously they're both ruled out of that cell. So that's black. This is green because it has to be the first of 4 segments. Is this part of a 17 as well? Maybe, maybe not. No, there could be a 17 there. Interesting. Now, I'll tell you what. Is that? No, it's not. It's not clear. This cell, this is clearly a 3-cell 17 now, because there's a 4 or 5 and it's not 9 and 8. This one is the last green in the row, because there's 9 of them. And it's 1, 2, 3 or 5. Now, 5 and 4 or 3 and 5. This has to be 9. Or can it be 8? It can be 8. 9 or 8 there. That means that the second 17 has to be 3 cells long. It can't be 9, 8. And whether it's there or there or there, this cell is green. And that's very interesting for this row, which needs a 17 before the break, before this black break in the middle. So I think, yeah, you can't fit 17. Yeah, you certainly can't get close to fitting 2 17s and a question mark after the break. So the 17 is here and is a 9-8. In fact, we know which way round because we've got a 9 in this column. 9-8 there. So this is black. And this is now black because it can only be a 9 or 8. And again, just like this row, it cannot have that in. And the 9-8 have to go together. So these two are black and these two are the 9-8 in column 1. Insane. Right, and that's used up all the 9-8s in the bottom 2 rows. Still don't know whether this is a 3 there or 3 plus 1 or 2 there. But that is progress. Right, in this column, this is another 17. It doesn't have an 8. It can't be 4, 6, 7 because that isn't 1. So it must have a 9 in. It almost felt like a clever deduction, but it doesn't get anything done at all. I'm just not using up these 4, 6, 7s. Oh, this is a 17. Oh, well, that's got to be a 6 here with a 1, 2 below it. That makes this a 7. Puts a 6 up here. We have to make that 17, so that's a 2. Aha! So we know those don't contain a 2. This is a 3, and these two don't contain a 3. So they're adding up to 3. We need another 14. Oh, could be... Oh, this can't be 8 or 9, so it's 6 or 5. This is 8 or 9. This can't be 8 or 9. Again, this is one of the columns with 8, 9 already done. We've got an 8-9 pair here, 4-3, a 1-2 pair. This island that I despaired of ever getting done is already down to 5, 6 or 7. 9. Okay, this can't be 1 or 2. These have to add up to at least 8, so 3, 5 or 5, 4 with either 8 or 9. Doesn't help anything. Oh, 1, 2 here though. So that's not 1, 2. That's not 6, 7. That's a definite 3, 5 pair. 6, 1, 2, 8. That was the end of that 17. I was trying to remember to put in that boundary and forgot. This is in a 17 as well. It could still be 4 cells, but it can't be 5, obviously, with a 9 in it. Don't know what to do with that. Now, over here, we've got a question mark and a 17 to put in. Now, if this cell was green, then these 3 would have to be green. They'd have to be 4, 6, 7. Do you know what? They cannot be 4, 6, 7. Because remember that in this column, we can only have 7 green cells because it adds up to 34. The extra green cell would have to be here. That would be 4, 6, 7. This is 4, 6, 7. To make up a group making 17, this would also have to be 4, 6, 7. And we've already got one of 4, 6, 7 in the column. So that cannot be. This cannot be a 4, 6, 7 triple. That doesn't mean this can't be green because this could be a 4. But it does mean this can't be green. That is black. That means this is green. This is the third segment. That is connected to this 9. Could be, no, it can't be 4 cells because 2, 3 and 4 are already gone. This has to be 9, 1, 7. That's a 1, 7 pair. These two are black. Oh, these two are green. And in the bottom rows, this is the question mark. These must be part of the 17s. And they can't be 9, 8. They both have to be 3 cells. So I'm going to colour all of those green. We've used up 9 and 8 in each of the rows. So these have to be 3 cell 17s. There's another 17 further on here, at least 3 cells, so that's green. But it could be 4, could even be 5. Oh, come on, that's good. Now I've got 9 greens used in column 5 already, so this is black. And indeed, this is a rather brilliant naked black single, because 9, 8, 4, 6, 7 have been used there. 1, 2, 3, 5 have been used there. So that had to be black anyway. 4, 7 is a pair down here now. Whichever is the 9 can't go with the 4, because that would need another 4. So it's 9, 7, 1 and 8, 4, 5 in some order. So that's a 1, 5 pair. That takes a 5 out of there. This is green because there's 4 listed here. That means this is black. That means the 9 is part of a 3 cell 17, and it can't use 1 and 7 or 5 and 3 because of that pair we just established. So that's 2, 6. So all the 2s in these 2 rows are used up there. That's not 2. This looks like it has to be 4. No. If that was 6 and that was 2, which is the maximum, that could be 9. Pity. Nearly onto that one. That would have been really useful, because if that was green... No, I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't. Now what? Oh, is this... Can this be the question mark? It could be. We could have 9, 8 here and green here. How frustrating. Okay, not sure. Still not sure of that colour or this one. This is a 17 and it can't be 9 and 8, so it must be 3 cells. That one's green. That's part of a 17, so this one's green. They could just be 3. No, they couldn't just be 3. We've used 9, 8 in the row. If they were 7, 6, 4, that would be impossible. So they have to be 4. This can't be 5. Because then that would add up to 17. These would add up to 17 is 34. And there could only be 1 more green cell, and it would make 42 or 43, not 45. So that is black, which is great because it fixes where the second 17 here is. We know it's not 7, 6, 4. So it's got to have a 9 or 8 in it, which can't be here. So this is 9 or 8. Don't know what this is. Somewhere between 12, 3 and 1? No, that doesn't seem right. Somewhere between 1 and 5. Well, it actually can't be 1 because one of those has to be 1. 2, 3, 4 or 5 there. 4, 6, 7, 1, 3, 2. This could only be a 7 in this row. That's a minimum 8. 15. Yeah, it could still be 1, 3 there. Okay, that's not resolvable. This is black because of the very first rule I said. Once you've got the 2 segments outlined, everything else is black. Oh, don't know how these 2 segments divide. That's a shame. So many question marks here. Just can't decide anything about the bottoms of these columns. This can't be 8, 9 now because that's 8 or 9. Yes. So this is part of the 17. So that at least is green. Could it be held to 3 cells? 7 there. This can't be a 9 or 8. 7, 3, 5. Yeah, it could be. Okay. That made this one green because that's the question mark now, if this is the 17. Come on, keep going. This is interesting. I mean, I can't help feeling that this is an impossible puzzle that has had a right good go. Oh my God, 2 or 6 there. I've actually done that island in the middle of nowhere. That's a 7. That's brilliant. This is a 6. That has to go with a 5 together with the 1, 2, 3. That makes this a 4. That makes this 5, 4, 8. That 8 fixes this as a 9. That's going with 1 and 2 is 12. That's a 5 there. Oh, that doesn't... Oh, come on. These chains are great and then they suddenly run out. Right, no they don't. That 5 is seeing that cell. So 3 there, 5 there. In fact, this is a 2 and we can put a 7 in up here. We've got 7, 12. We need 5 more in this 17. So that's not a 5. This can't be a 2 or a 1 from the cells below. Sorry, I'm randomly pointing at the screen now. So, oh, but it could be 3 or 4 to go with 1 or 2 there. Oh, I thought, okay, this is a 1. That's not a 1. That's not a 1. This one is now not a 2. This now can't be a 7 because it's going with a 9 and 2 more cells. So that is black. So that finishes off the top 5 cells in colouring terms. No, they are not done. Right. Going to have to come back down now. Now, what are the possibilities here? 8, no, 9, 4, 3, 1. In which case, this would be 8, 6, 2, 1. So this would have to be 9, 3, 5, and it cannot be. This cannot be the 8, 6, 2, 1. Perfect. So that is the 9, 4, 3, 1, like that, which fixes 2, 1, 6, 8 there. This is a 7. I could have done that 7 right at the beginning once I knew that 6 and 4 had to be in those 2 columns. I didn't. It doesn't matter. I don't think. Hopefully. Although it would have taken a 7 out of there. But anyway, 4, 3, 1, 9. Now this is 8. And it needs another 9 to go with it, which can't include a 4. Well, it has to be 2, 7. So 7 there, 2 there. That's now a 4 because it's got a 7 beside it and a 6 above. That is a 6. Oh, yes. This is part of a 17. I don't know why I never greened these cells. They've both got to be green. Well, in fact, it can't be 4, 6, 7. All 4 have to be green now. I think I have to separate these 2 sets of green to make 3 cells here. So that's black. Down here, oh, I don't know which one of those is black. One of them is. Oh, this is definitely black. We've got 4 question marks down here, so I need to separate those 2. This is a 17. Still don't know if that's green. 2, 4. Wow. 9 here. Oh, this is odd. I mean, not strange. I mean, its parity is odd. And it goes with a 9, which is odd. So all 3 are odd. They don't include 7. So this has to be a 9, 5, 3 group. It has to be. That is not 1. Yeah, that has to be right. Doesn't actually sort much out, annoyingly, but it's definitely true. Now, what can this be? 2 plus another 15. If that was 7, This could be 654 in some order with a 5 in the middle. But if it was 1, well, it could still be 654, but it could be other things with a 7 in. So that is not resolved yet. 8, 6, 1, 2, 4. There must, no, it's 9, 8. Come on. I just don't know. Right, if that was 971, this would be 8. This would be from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which added up to 20, so it would be 2, 4, 5, 6. That's possible. On the other hand, if this was 8, 4, 5, this would be 9. This would be 7, 6, 3, 1. And that's possible too. How irritating. Right. Okay, what else can I find? This is 1, 3, or 4, just by Sudoku, that's all that's left. This is 3, 5, or 7. Is that going to help? 2, 6, 30. Oh, we can't. Do we have to have a 7 here? Did I work that out? If this is a 7, oh yeah, 6, 5, 4, 2. And if this is a 1, 9, 8, 1. Still got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, which add up to 27. Have to remove 10, which could be 6, 4, or 7, 3. So we could be looking at 6, 5, 3, 2. I think that's right. No, it's not. 6, 5, 4, 2 again, which would have to be in that order again, or 7, 2, 9. 7, 2 makes 9, and the other 8 would now be 5, 3. But that could, oh, this would have to be the 3. This would have to be 7 or 5. So those are the only possibilities there, I think. Oh, look at this column, this row. That's obviously green. I haven't bothered noticing that yet. One of those is green. Still don't know which one. Doesn't help at all, but I should have greened that earlier. 8, 6, 1, 2, come on. Now, I've forgotten what these possibilities were. Probably don't matter all that much. That's 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's 3, 5, or 7. That could be anything. Right, come on, come on, come on. 2, 3, 5. 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 7. Oh, this is green, and it's a naked single. Oh, God. Used to be good at naked singles. Not now. Right, that 3 makes this a 4. Which makes this a 1, I think. 7, 11, 16, 17. Yeah, I don't want to make a mistake now. 2, 6, or 3 here. This is another kind of island on a 2 question marks. It's going to have to be done by elimination somehow. Right, this can't be 1 anymore, and nor can this. Oh, that doesn't get anything cracked either. 9, 7, 5, 8, 6. It could be 3, 5, 7, or 9. And what? How is this 17 going to be made? Oh yeah, we just. Oh no! Look, this one. How can that be 5? It cannot be 5 cells long. This second 17. Because 5 cells will need either the 4 or the 5 in it. So it's a, I don't know, it's a maximum of 4, but this one is black. That means this is just 3 cells. Now that is 9, 6, 2. We can finish off those. That's not a 9. Oh, leaves me with a 3-5 pair. That 9 rules 9 out of here, which is interesting because we've got 3, 5 or 7 there. Now, in this column we've got 3 segments, so I need to join up with a green one of these 2 cells. Oh, but no, this cannot be 9. Yeah, it could. Yes, it could, if that was black. Does this have to be 4 cells big? I was wondering that earlier. 5, 7. Oh, this is weird. 5, 7. How could this be a single cell? This can't be 9 or 8. Obviously, this would have to be 7. With a 5, that would need a 5 here. That's impossible. With a 3, that would need a 7 here. That's impossible. With a 2, that would need an 8 here. That's impossible. This is green. This cannot be a 9 because these have to add to 17 either with it or without it. And it can't be anything else for the column. So that is a really wonderful black single. This one is green to make that one unit, and in fact it's the 9 in the column that we were looking for in a way. Still don't know how the question marks resolve here, but that feels quite satisfying. Now the 9 goes with one of these to make 17. So 7, 6, 5 or 3. Can't be a 6, so that's not a 2. So again, this is 9 with 2 odds. These are both odd as well. Oh, and is that interesting? This has to add up to 17 too. If that was, okay, I'm going to ask the question, can this be 3 cells? If it was 7 and 3, it would need another 7. If it was 5 and 3, it would need a 9. There's already one in the row. If it was 5 and 7, it would need another 5. 3 cells is not enough. That has to be 4 cells. Let's do it again. 7 and 3 is 10. That would need another 7, which can't be a single 7. Can't be 1 and 6. Can't be 2 and 5. Can't be 3 and 4. So it's not 7 and 3. There's a 5 in it. Is it 5 and 3? 8 plus 9 more, which couldn't be 3 and 6 or 5 and 4 or 2 and 7. It could be 8 and 1. It couldn't be 8 and 1 because there's 8s in those columns. So it's not 3 and 5. It is 5 and 7. Please, this work. If this rules out somehow, I'm dead. 12 plus 4 and 1. That's fine. This can no longer be, what did I take out? A 3. This can no longer be a 5. This is not a 17. 9, 7, 5, 8, 6. Don't know what's going on. This has to be black actually because we need 4 question marks down here. Should have spotted that before. Still don't know how they go down here. Oh, this is a 17 with the 8 in though. Is that? Doesn't look anyway resolved. This is no better than we were before when we were puzzling over the possibilities. This is 4, 6 or 7 and I don't know how I'm ever going to resolve that. And one or more of those cells. It's 1 or 2. It's all it can be by ordinary Sudoku. That's 1, 3, 6 or 7. Oh, look, yes, I've got to get another question mark in here. So that lets me colour the bottom 2 cells black and green. That's the question mark, that last green one. So this is now 3 or 4. Can it possibly be 3? Yeah, 2, 9, 6 or 1, 9, 7. Can it be 4? That would have to be 6 or 7. I'm not colouring that cell yet. Yeah, there must be possibilities for that. That's annoying. Okay, let's take those out again. No, I might leave them in, remembering that if it is green, is 6 or 7. Now, come on, we must be close to this now. Sure, I mean, this hasn't narrowed down much, has it? Oh, well, yes, we know this is only one cell, so these add up to 34. The cells we've got either make 42 or 43. That seems to be definite. So there's a 2 or 3 missing from the row, but we don't know which one. 9, 8, 4, 5. 1, 3, 6, 7. What about this one? Is this a bit more restrained than I've realised? If that was 6, that seemed the unlikely version. 6, 8. This would be 6, 5, 4, 2. Yeah, it's kind of if it's 6, that needs to be even. 6, 5, 4, 2. If that's not 6, then these are all odd. But why can't they all be odd? That's fine. Oh, hang on, this can't be 3, can it? Because that would need 12 more in the cells, and that 4 won't allow that. And now that gives us a 5, 7 pair. This is a 3. That means that 3 is not the number missing from this row. 2 is the number missing from this row. That makes this one a 9 to make the row add up to 43. So that fixes 8, 9. 8 goes with 4, 5. 9 goes with 7, 1. Now, 2 is the number missing, so these are 1, 7, and 6. So that's obviously the 1. Can't resolve the 6 and 7. But the 1 resolves a 4 there, which gives us a 1 here, which does absolutely nothing else. But this is a 3, 5. These add up to 12. That's not a 6. We've got a 5, 7 pair there. That does resolve the 6, 7. This is not a 7. 15 here. So this can't be green, because otherwise we'd need 2 1s. So that's a 2. This one is black. That lets us finish off the colouring in the bottom right corner to get the 2 extra question marks in. This one is the last one in its column, so it's a 2. This could still be 3, 4, or 5, and it's question marks both ways. This one is 3 or 6, actually. That's a bit limited. Now this might be the last thing we have to add up to 17. And that can't be a 2. So if this one was a 1, I think that would leave us struggling. Yeah, that doesn't work, because 5 would need a 9 there and 3 couldn't be done. So that's a 7. 2, 9. We need another 8, so that's 3 or 5 as well. But we've got a 5, 7 pair, so we know it's a 3. That makes this one a 4. It makes this a 1, and that's a 17. So 7 is fixed, 5 is fixed, 7 is fixed, 5 is fixed, 5, 3, 5, 3. Oh, it just goes round the grid doing all the undone cells. That is so wonderful. 6 there, 4 here. Just this last 17kh, 1, 3, that's got to be a 6 now. That's all that's left. Well, it fixes this as a 3. Can this be a 7? No, because that would need 3, 1, and we've already had a 3 in the row. So this is now coloured black, isolating this whole last thing. That has to be a 9. 9, and that is a 2, and that is the answer. What a puzzle. easily manageable. I think that is one of the most involved and complicated puzzles I've ever finished. That is brilliant. My goodness. Okay, I mean, there's a health warning on trying that puzzle. I reckon that has messed with my head, and Simon has tried to do the same. He can consider himself fully revenged, in my opinion. Wow, brilliant puzzle. Thanks. Well, I mean, if you tried that and you got it done, well done. If you got it done quickly, what the heck did you do? Because you've got some kind of magic. That is incredible. I tell you what, look at that region. That adds up to 17, and it was marked as a question mark. That is showing you the viciousness of the compiler, that he didn't even give you that extra hint with a 17 there. Oh, that's mean. Well, I mean, viciousness, yes, but absolutely brilliant logical path. Well done, Maho Yokota. Fantastic puzzle. Really interesting. Thanks very much for watching. I loved that, I have to say. Hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.